game, hitting 143.
Yeah, that's a big one, too, for the Blue Jays. You get a runner on and a 2-run game, and now the top of the lineup.
So here's the dangerous George Springer. One and 0. That slider's been so effective for him this year. 1-1. Big cut. 97-mile-an-hour sinker, 1-2.
Well, a perfect slider down and away, followed up by 97 in on the hands. That is a lot to handle.
Inside. Soft ground ball, too slow to get 2. They take the out at first. Kiermaier advances to second, 2 down. And here's Vlad Guerrero. Last out. Yankees 1 out away. And a strike. 98 miles an hour. You can see that Holmes is well rested. And now John Schneider just got thrown out of the game. He's been complaining about balls and strikes, especially with Mesa. And Ryan Willis has finally heard enough.
Well, I'd say this has gone both ways, too. Aaron Judge had a ball called a strike that was way off the plate. John Schneider's been barking the last couple of innings.
He had said too much for Willis. Willis goes toward the Blue Jay dugout and said, "What you talking about? Throw him out." The 0-1. 1-1.
We'll get back to this matchup, and it's a good one. Guerrero has had his moments against the Yankees. You know, he's not thinking base hit RBI. He's thinking one big swing of the bat to tie this game up.
2-1. And there's a strike. 2-2. Blue Jays down to their final strike. Yankees 1 strike away. They lead 6-4. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Runner at second. 2 men out. 2-2 count. Holmes rocks and deals. Grounded up the middle. Nice play by Volpe. Throws to first. Got it. Oh, what a beautiful play. And the Yankees win 6-4 as they avoid the sweep. And they go 3-3 on their road trip. What a play by Volpe.
What a way to end it. You could talk about the Yankees offensively. 5 runs in the last 2 innings to steal this one. And then the great defensive play from the Gold Glover to end it. Yankees end a losing streak. Get on that flight back home and enjoy that day off tomorrow. What a play by Volpe.
What a heck of a play. It looked like it was ticketed for center field. Holmes loved it. And Volpe had to do the 360, get up, and fire a strike to Rizzo. Gleyber Torres made the call. Volpe was pumped up, and what a comeback for the Yankees. Their bats awakened with 4 runs in the 9th inning, and they avoid the sweep and the big hit by the struggling captain, Aaron Judge, with a 2-run single. And they all started with the home run from the bat of Giancarlo Stanton. So a team effort to come back and take one in this 3-game set. Well, the flight to New York just got a whole lot shorter as the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 6-4 here in Toronto.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Refinance now or refinance later. Here are 10 tips to make your home.
Needless to say, your money could be working so much harder.
Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Interest rates will remain at current levels.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Only 1 in 5 people with disabilities, including those with autism, are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work. Why? Outdated stigmas and beliefs. So let us make it easy. This is a job for someone with autism. This is a job for someone with autism. So is this. That job? Also perfect. Businesses value diversity, but sometimes overlook the unique strengths and abilities of the autism community. Introducing WIN, the Workplace Inclusion Now program by Autism Speaks. We bridge the gap and help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring. Yes, these are all jobs for someone with autism. To learn more and lead the way in inclusive hiring, go to autismspeaks.org/win. Yep, that job too.
Yankees with a comeback victory, and we take a look at the Cadillac players of the game.
Well, the Yankees never out of it when you have 3 Cadillac players of the game. Juan Soto, that was in the 8th inning. That was his 4th of the year. Then you have Giancarlo Stanton in the 9th inning. That was his 5th of the year. Yankees keep chipping away, and then finally the Yankee captain, who's been struggling, comes through with a huge base hit. Drives in a couple. The big three for the Yankees, your Cadillac players of the game.
Well, Ralph Kiner said that home run hitters drive Cadillacs, so two of them did right there. 6-11-0 for the Yankees, 4-9-0 for the Blue Jays. Took 3 hours and 10 minutes. Gonzalez the win. Holmes' 7th save. Eric Swanson took the loss. A big night for Dalton Varsho. Yankees trailed 4-1 in the 8th and came back to win. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, Jared Bosnack, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again on Friday as the Yankees return home for a weekend set against the Rays at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Coverage begins at 6 on the Yes Network with first pitch coming just after 7. Once again, the final score, it's the New York Yankees 6 and the Toronto Blue Jays 4. For John Flaherty and Meredith Marakovitz, I'm Michael K. saying see ya from Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, who are standing by in our Yes Network studios with the postgame show. Guys?
Hey, everybody, it's great to have you with us on the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with you. Final game of this 3-game series, and the Yankees win it 6-4. And Jack, on the pregame show today, your opening comment / song title was Hard Day's Night. Well, it was a hard day for the Yankees, but as it turned tonight, some magic appeared and they rallied.
And when you win in the fashion that the Yankees won, it turns into a beautiful day and beautiful night. And this was a resilient win, Bob. This was a spirited win. The Yankee offense has been absent for most of this series, except for Soto and Cabrera. And then they put together 6 quality at-bats in that 9th inning, culminating with Aaron Judge, who had been 0 for 12 in the series, winning the battle against the lefty Mesa. John Schneider, the Jays manager, electing not to go to a righty in the bullpen. He had Francis up. And after falling behind 1-2, here's why Judge won that at-bat. Mazur is a sinker-slider pitcher. He couldn't land the slider for a strike. He tried to get Soto to chase the slider in the previous at-bat, and he walked him. So after 2 sliders brought the count to 3-2, your Judge standing in the box, you know you're getting a sinker at that point, because with the bases loaded, he needs to throw the pitch that he can throw for a strike. He wasn't throwing his slider for a strike. Judge hammers a 2-run double, and that exhale that Judge let out in Toronto, it was heard all the way back in the Bronx, because it had been a rough series for him and most of the Yankee offense.
Yeah, and for this series, you're right, it was an exhale for the entire offense because they were trying to get some traction in this game. That game right there for the taking, Jack, for 8 innings, they couldn't get things going. Let's detail what happened in this series finale. Highlights brought to you by your local Ford stores. And Jack, top of the first, they had a chance, 2 outs and the bases loaded.
Yeah, if you want to get to Gausman when he's on, do it early. The Yankees did, and with the bases loaded, he blows a 98-mile-per-hour fastball past Torres.
Bottom of the second, Dalton Varsho off Marcus Stroman, deep to right. Varsho had a nice game. That's a 2-run homer for him. Put Toronto on the board 2-1. Then top of the 5th, Yanks get one back.
Yeah, the Juan Soto shows continues. He thinks this is a 2-run homer. It actually hits near the top of the wall for an RBI double. Soto is able to make it into second. The Yankees now trail by 1 at 2-1.
Speaking of Soto doing it all, bottom of the 5th, Kiermaier, that's a base hit to right. He's going to try and stretch it to 2 because it's off Glaber's mitt. Not going to happen.
One thing we've seen with Soto this season, he plays it on both sides of the ball. Kiermaier is originally called out. Toronto is going to challenge the call, but the call is upheld. And look at how calm Soto is, Bob. Gets the ball, throws the ball on the base. Nice tag by Volpe. An assist for Soto.
So keeps it a 2-1 game. Bottom of the 7th, Varsho again. Well, that's a strikeout right there. This is Varsho coming up with the big hit, another home run, solo shot, his 2nd homer of the game, and it is a 3-1 Blue Jays lead. Top of the 8th, Soto up again with nobody on.
Yeah, the Yankees trying to get their way back into this game. Cabrera throws the 4-seam fastball. It's left on left, and Soto crushes it. So this is actually where the rally began. The Yankees only 1 run through 7. Soto gets them a 2nd run in the 8th.
Now to the top of the 9th, and our turning point of the game brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. That one's gone, Jack, in a big way.
Swanson making his 2024 debut, and Stanton crushes that splitter, 437 feet. Very few batters hit them the way Stanton does. Yankees down 4-3.
So again, this game right there for the taking, a 1-run game. Glaber follows up with a grounder through the left side for a base hit. And then with that runner on first, Alex Verdugo lines one into right field. You're just wondering, will Gleyber score? He didn't. They held him. But suddenly, Jack, they're in business second and third. And one of the best hitters with runners in scoring position, Oswaldo Cabrera, coming up.
Cabrera against Swanson. And Cabrera had a good at-bat, but he ends up rolling over this one. Ground out to second base. Runners remain at second and third.
So they make a pitching change. They bring in Tim Meza, counter with Jose Trevino to try and get that next run in.
Trevino's had some really good at-bats. Look where Guerrero is playing him. Really shallow for a first baseman. I think Trevino was going that way. He hits it off the second baseman's glove. We're going to see one run score on that. And just like that, the Yankees have tied up the game at 4.
All right, so runners on the corners, one away. Anthony Volpe going to pop one up. It's going to get behind first base, probably hoping Vladdy would misplay it and drop it. He did not. He caught it for the second out, but with 2 outs and 2 on, Meza had to face Soto.
Yeah, 3-2. That pitch is down. Meza wanted it. That was the slider. As I mentioned, he missed with 4 sliders to Soto. You know Judge saw that, and when Judge gets this 3-2 sinker, he hits it down the left field line. Bichette eventually corrals it, but not before 2 runs score. The Yankees go ahead. We mentioned that Judge had been 0 for 12 in this series.
And then how about this play to wrap it up? That could have scored. Kiermaier made it a 6-5 game. Not happening with Volpe out there.
So much to like about this play. Not only does Volpe make the play, but watch him take his time, Bob. I mean, he didn't take his time. He didn't stop and have a cup of tea, but he knew who was running, got himself to his feet, realized he had enough time to throw out Guerrero Jr., and Gleyber Torres is telling him he's out before the call is even made at first base. An inspirational comeback win for the Yankees.
By the way, the Orioles had a comeback win today and a walk-off, so they have 8 comeback wins this season, but the Yankees right there matched with the Tigers. They have 6 now, and what a comeback today after the offense had struggled all day and after Aaron Judge had struggled all day, but he comes up with that big hit in the top of the 9th. Moments ago, Meredith Marakovits caught up with the captain on the field.
Aaron, you could not have come up in a bigger spot there in the 9th inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. How are you able to hang in that at-bat after that questionable 1-1 call with Tim Meza on the mound to get the job done?
You just got to flush it. You know, if there's a bad call, you take a bad swing. You know, it's about moving on to the next pitch and just being ready for that next opportunity. You know, all game I've been came up with some spots where I should have got the job done, didn't, and it's just about moving on to the next pitch. And in that situation, you know, all inning, our guys are having great at-bats, and, you know, it's your time to step up.
You mentioned that. What stood out about the at-bat quality throughout that entire inning, starting with Giancarlo Stanton in the home run?
We're just never out of it. You know, I think that's what's great about this team. Even when we go down early, even if we're scuffling, you know, even a little sluggish throughout the game, you know, we were talking all game, you know, hey, let's pick it up, let's pick it up, let's pick it up. And eventually, you know, it comes to play out there in the 9th.
When you come through in a situation like that, does it allow you to exhale a little bit?
If it would have walked it off, that would have been nice. I would have exhaled. But, you know, you got a tough lineup coming up in the bottom of the 9th. But, you know, just about keeping the chain moving. You know, guys in front of me are having great at-bats. You know, I try to just get a job done and, you know, try to set up Rizzo right there.
What did you think of the play that Volpe made to finish things out there?
That's what he does. That's why he's got gold on his glove. You know, doesn't matter, you know, the time of year, situation, you know, that kid's, he's going to go out there and make a play. It's special.
Aaron, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Stand it back. See you.
All right, Meredith, thank you to detail Judge's struggles. Jack, he had struck out 4 times in the first 2 games of the series. Let's start his first at bat at the top of the first.
He fouls off that 4-seamer from Gausman, a pitcher he had seen for 41 plate appearances. Gausman misses with the splitter. That fastball is the inside corner, ties up Judge. Gausman comes back with the slider, a pitch he doesn't throw too often. Then, how about this, Bob? Fastball. Judge just stares at it. You know he was looking for something else.
So he came up on the 3rd again with a runner on first and nobody out.
This time, Gausman is going to start him with that slider away. That's an easy take. He's going to come back inside, or I should say outside, with a fastball that's low for ball 2. This is the one that Judge misses, and you can see him shaking his head after that. That's the kind of pitch he needs to do some damage against. His body language told you all you needed, and then Gausman comes inside with a fastball, ties him up, and gets that double play.
All right, so he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a missed opportunity there, taking to the top of the 5th for Judge's 3rd at bat.
And once again, you're going to see Gausman start him off with a slider, and this time an anxious Judge swings and misses. He does lay off that 4-seam fastball, so it's 1-1. Another 4-seam fastball, Bob. He's late on that. Lays off that one, so it's 2-2. Now he's going to show him the splitter. He lays off it, but guess what? There's a better splitter, and Gausman is pumped after he whiffs Judge in the 5th.
All right, so let's take you now to the top of the 8th. Judge just trying to get some good at-bats going.
Yeah, he's got the lefty Cabrera. He says, I'm going to start you over the curveball. That worked so well, I'm going to throw it again. So now he's up 0-2. What does he go to next? He chases a cutter that is down and in. A very frustrated Aaron Judge at this point.
Frustrated indeed until the top half of the 9th inning when he faces Mesa.
Yeah, that sinker is low and inside for a ball. That sinker is called a strike. And how about this? That's not a strike. Mesa gets the call, so suddenly you're 1-2 if you're Judge. But remember, again, Mesa has had difficulty landing the slider. He recognizes the spin Judge does, lays off that slider. One more slider, it's down. So suddenly it's 3-2. You're a pitcher, the bases are loaded, you got to throw a strike. What are you convicted to throw? You're throwing the sinker because that's the pitch that you've been throwing for strikes. Judge pounds it down the left field line. 2 runs are going to score on it. The Yankees take a 6-4 lead, and you have to believe that Judge is very relieved after coming through in that spot.
He doesn't love the numbers, but he talked to Meredith about that at-bat, about what was at stake, and about, you could tell in that at-bat, figuring some things out in terms of the swing. Also, frustrated a little by some low calls where he was getting those called balls earlier in the game. So dealing with that as well and trying to come through in a big spot.
I love the answer that Judge gave to Meredith, though, about flushing a bad call or a bad at-bat or a bad result, because you do still have to continue within that at-bat, and that's exactly what he did in that situation. And I'm glad we showed the pitch-by-pitches of his at-bats, Bobby, because you could see what Aaron Judge has been talking about in recent days and what Aaron Boone has been talking about. Aaron Boone has said that Judge isn't dominating the fastball in the way that he normally does, and Judge has said that he's missing pitches. His body language in that second at-bat told you more than anything I could say. There was a 2-0 fastball. It was the 3rd pitch of the at-bat. He fouled it off, and then he's standing in the batter's box, and he's shaking his head. He is telling you right then and there that's a pitch he knew he should have done some damage to.
All right, more on Judge, more on the Yankees win coming up. We're going to take a break here on the WB Mason postgame. Yankees rally to win it 6-4. What does Aaron Boone have to say about it? You're going to find out coming up next.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by WB Mason. Stop paying high freight charges on shipping and packaging products. WB Mason delivers fast and free at amazingly low prices.
For years, one company has battled to deliver business products the next day with no freight charges. Now, WB Mason, with their famous fleet of trucks and drivers, faces their biggest challenge, rescuing shipping and packaging buyers from expensive freight charges. That's right. Now, boxes, stretch film, and packaging tape are delivered the very next day at amazingly low prices. So, who do you call for fast delivery and no expensive freight charges? Who but WB Mason?
Dear road rivals, no truck on the road drives value like the Tundra. Day after day, mile after mile, it all adds up to big savings under the hood. What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Get 1.99% APR for a full 48 months plus $1,000 TFS subvention APR cash on a new 2024 Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Refinance now or refinance later. Here are 10 tips to make your
Needless to say, your money could be working so much harder.
Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Interest rates will remain at current levels.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye.
Jimmy John's is using legit ingredients.
For a sandwich? Premium meat. Wait, what's so funny?
High quality ingredients.
That's a problem!
Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches.
A world-class franchise with world-class fans deserves a world-class ride. Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your local tri-state Audi dealer to experience the 2024 Audi Q5 today.
The Yankees postgame Show on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires.
Yankees salvaged the 3-game series with a win in Toronto, rallying for 4 runs in the 9th to win it 6-4. We have detailed all of it. Now I want to hear from Aaron Boone about it in the manager's report, brought to you by Toyota.
Aaron, huge spot there for Aaron Judge, clearly in the 9th inning. Just what did you think of the way he battled in that at-bat?
Yeah, great at-bat, a lot of close pitches, and able to get a good piece of it there to nail down the victory. Yeah, big at-bat for him, big at-bat for us, and, you know, kind of salvage the road trip a little bit there with just another really good job by these guys. You know, win or lose, they're just competing so well night in, night out.
How much do you think Giancarlo sparked things a little bit there in that 9th inning leading off with that shot?
Yeah, no doubt. That was big, you know, and then it was like, all right, here we go. Thought G had good at-bats today. And then obviously really got into one there, but definitely, you know, we hung around today, and then we're able to finally break through with a big inning.
What do you think of the way Volpe ended it there?
What a play. I mean, he is special out there. I mean, he had a few of them today. You know, the play in the hole, even the play where, you know, just the wherewithal to go to first with Kiermaier running there, the play before the last play of the game, you know, the tag on Soto's ball, just, you know, he's special out there.
Were you surprised it kept Meza in to face Judge?
You know, I saw Francis up, so maybe a little bit, but, you know, also not a situation that Francis has really been in either, and now you got nowhere to put him. So maybe a little bit, but, you know, obviously they were a little short down there.
How significant was Soto's home run in the 8th inning to make it a 2-run game for him?
I mean, what another dominant performance by Juan. Yeah, just, you know, because we got it to 2-1, and then, you know, obviously they tacked on to make it 4-1, and it's those little things that's why you keep playing, you keep chipping away, and that homer, you know, put us in position, and then G took it from there, and then the rally ensued. So, you know, everyone chipping in today was big.
What did you think of Stroman?
I thought Stroh was good, you know, especially coming off the last outing where, you know, he just was struggling to find his delivery and his command. I thought today he commanded it well. You know, obviously the mistake to Varsho, you know, I think he's trying to front hip the sinker and just left it right out over the plate for him. And then Bichette, the ball he hit for the double off the fence, you know, maybe a bit of a mistake, but otherwise around that, I thought he was really sharp.
I think it was one of those at-bats, especially right-handed against the lefty.
Yeah, really good. A couple good plays in the field for Oswaldo, too. Yeah, nice.
How good was that to see from Glaber in the 9th following stands?
Yeah, you know, like, man, offensively, I don't worry about Glaber, but it's like, you know, this many games in, we're all human. You want to get results, and you want to, you know, you see that scoreboard and see what it is. And, I mean, he's just too talented a hitter to be held down, but to come up in a big spot right after G gets us to 1 and essentially starts the rally, yeah, happy for him.
Trevino continued it. Certainly not easy to come in the 9th and pinch hit there in that situation. Just how difficult is it for a guy that maybe doesn't do it particularly often?
Yeah, he was ready. When he was down the hall, and as soon as I saw Schneider pop out to go get for Meza, I turned to him and he just smiled and like, let's go. And I thought he did a good job of making sure he got the ball up. You know, obviously with the infield in that situation, worst case scenario, you want to get the ball in the air to the big part of the field, and you could see him really, you know, disciplining himself to do that. Got a pitch and smoked it.
A lot of conversation there about what happened in the top of the 9th inning. And, Jack, I don't know if you felt this way, but that inning was the first inning in this series that felt like the Yankees team that went 12-3 to start the season. Everybody getting involved. They batted around. Gleyber needed to get a hit. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He contributed. Trevino with a big hit. A lot of guys involved instead of just 1 or 2.
We've talked about the Blue Jays starters being able to shut the Yankees down, but late in the game, especially in that 9th inning, it was the Yankees taking advantage of the Blue Jays bullpen. And there was one theme that stood out for me in that inning, Bob, and it's kind of what you're talking about, is that the Yankees got themselves into good counts. Stanton's home run came on a 1-1 splitter. Other hits in that inning came on 2-1 count, 3-1 count, 1-0 count. Soto worked a walk, 3-2 count. Judge got his hit, 3-2 count. So they made pitchers work, and they did damage in hitters' counts. So you can't do it every night, and you're not going to have inspirational and resilient comebacks like this every night. But when you do it, Bob, you think you can do it every night.
Yeah.
So this was not only an important win because the Yankees salvaged the final game of the series, this is something they take with them for the rest of the season.
All right, we're going to take another break. More coming up, and you're going to want to stick around because Juan Soto, we've broken him down a little bit. We'll talk more about him and hear from him right after this. Stick around.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold.
What straps bold to a rocket and hurtles it into space? Boring does.
Great job, Astro persons. Over.
Boring is the jumping off point for all the unboring things we do.
Boring makes vacations happen, early retirement's possible, and startups start up.
Because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want from your bank. Taking chances is for skateboarding and gas station sushi, not banking. That's why PNC Bank strives to be boring with your money. A pragmatic, calculated kind of boring.
Moving to Boca?
Boring.
That was a dolphin, right?
It's simple, really. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has had one goal: to be brilliantly boring with your money, so you can be happily fulfilled with your life. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
Thank you, boring.
Break up with your old wings and
get a new honey.
Lemon pepper wing from Popeyes. Crispy, saucy, available. Popeyes finally has wings in 6 flavors.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Life is hard, but you guys have to work harder. Okay? No, I ain't doing nothing. My name is O'Neal Trinidad, and I want to live.
Every morning, our show will keep you well informed. Plus, our show will bring you some fun. Hi, I'm Len Berman. And I'm Michael Riedel. Wake up to New York opinion and the news of the day. And be ready to be entertained. It's Len Berman and Michael Riedel in the morning. Weekday morning, 6 till 10 on WOR.
Well, Jack, we've talked a lot about what the offense did there in the top of the 9th to rally and win, but let's talk about what Juan Soto did in 5 at-bats all day.
Yeah, it's pretty much the Juan Soto show every night. That's a single off a slider right there. He comes back and takes his fastball from Gausman. Thought he had a 2-run homer, so he did a little staring. It ends up being an RBI double and delivering the Yankees' first run of the game. And when he's not doing it offensively, he has shown the Yankees he can also contribute defensively. This ball is off Torres' glove, so it's slowed down a little bit, but watch the measured approach by Soto. And then the throw to second, Volpe with the tag on Kiermaier. Though the Blue Jays challenged, the call was upheld as out. And then right here off Cabrera, he wins that battle, taking a fastball out as the Yankees just didn't quit. That made it 4-2 at that point.
So lefty on lefty, he wins that. Then he wins this at bat against Meza.
Yeah, the 3-1 pitch was called to strike, and it wasn't. So Meza wanted that one as well, and you see Soto shaking his head saying, no, you're not going to get 2 in a row. And Soto gets on base, and his new buddy, Aaron Judge, comes through after that.
All right, so youngest of 500 career RBI. Soto got that today. He's the 7th youngest since 1977. And just a short time ago, the media and Meredith Marakovitz caught up with him.
Juan, how much confidence do you have in this team's ability to battle back in games like you did today?
We have the whole confidence. I mean, we grinding every day. We're playing 27 outs, and
that is all that matters. I mean, I have really good confidence on this team. We all know what kind of players we have, so I trust every single one of them.
What led to your success at the plate today?
Just be focused on what I wanted to do, or follow my plan, and just don't get out of my plans, you know. I know Guzman really well, and I just was seeing the ball really well today.
Do you feel like bringing it within 2, that home run you hit there in the 8th, kind of got the offense rolling a little bit, followed up by Giancarlo there in the 9th?
I think Giancarlo ball gets everybody going, you know. I hit mine, but I feel like everybody was grinding, battling the whole game, but I think Giancarlo's homer gets everybody going.
Had a quiet series up until that 9th inning. What was it like seeing him come through with that hit?
He's just great. He's just great. At the end of the day, we all know what kind of player he is. It's just a tough series for him. You just got to forget about it, keep going. And at the end of the day, he got the hit on the right moment and the right spot. I think that's what we were looking for, to see those hits that he get to help the team to win the games.
Jack literally said this to me as we detailed everything that happened in that dramatic top of the 9th, the Yankees scoring 4. He's like, we haven't talked that much about Soto yet. And you were right, but we're talking about him now because of all the things we did, and we detailed in that highlight rip of everything he did, both at the plate and then defensively and right.
Yeah, you watch him, and you're just amazed with everything that he does offensively. And I think the defense has been an added plus for the Yankees. But Juan Soto is an artist at the plate. I've used that phrase here. I've used it on Twitter/X. You watch his approach at the plate, and it is just so detail-oriented. He dictates what is going to happen in the at-bat. And if you look at that graphic that we just ran, it was pretty amazing. He's reached base 43 times in the first 19 games. The only other Yankees to do that, Ruth, Dickey, Mantle, DiMaggio, and Jeter. So basically, if you had a Yankee Mount Rushmore and you put 10 players on there, those guys would be on there. So Juan Soto's career is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. The Yankees are getting to enjoy that and relish in that right now. And what he did today was so important to them coming back and winning this game.
And just a quick follow to that walk in the 9th, because, Jack, he could have had the mindset, listen, I love Aaron Judge, but he's just not getting it done in this series. I got to be the man here. He wasn't. He took his walk. He allowed Judge to do his thing.
Yeah, you have a pitcher who's on the ropes and who's trying to get you to swing at pitches out of the zone. Now, do you ever get hits on pitches out of the zone? Of course. You can hit a home run on a pitch that might be 4 or 5 inches outside. But Juan Soto is a disciplined hitter, and he also has trust in the Yankees who follow him. So anyone who has watched him closely and has provided an informed opinion knows that this is who Juan Soto is. He is not going to stray out of the zone because that's what the pitcher wants you to do. What did I say earlier about Meza? Within that at-bat, he threw Juan Soto 4 sliders. None of them were strikes. He wanted Soto to swing at something that was out of the zone. But as you said, Bob, Soto didn't do it. Bases are loaded. That heightens the pressure on the pitcher, and Meza could not retire Judge.
So that's the Soto show part of this. Let's talk about the Stro show coming up next. Stick around. We're going to dig into Marcus Stroman and the outing that he had today to help keep the Yanks in this ballgame, one that they ended up winning 6-4. Stick around.
Saving some time or saving room for more. It's easy to spring your way at the Home Depot.
And move your right foot. There you go.
This young girl's breakthrough, just being a kid, was made possible by another breakthrough. The discovery of a game-changing drug that's delaying the onset of type 1 diabetes for years to come. That's the pioneering research of Yale School of Medicine delivered through Yale New Haven Health. Together, we're powering breakthroughs with the greatest of care.
When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare, it matters where you stay. Embassy Suites by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Wounded Warrior Project has been with me every step of my journey.
Aaron, how you doing, bud? With experiences that help me realize that I'm not alone.
And specialized programs that give me the tools to train my body and mind.
Now, it's possible for me to get back out there.
To get out of my comfort zone and try new things.
To build and be part of a community that supports other warriors.
It's possible to get the help I need for me and my family.
I got my confidence back. I'm setting goals, and I'm achieving them.
It's possible to feel understood, whether it's day one or 20 years down the road. They've got your back.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, Wounded Warrior Project is adapting to meet them.
Because when we pull together,
it's possible to go further than you ever imagined.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs.
Lease an all-wheel drive RAV4 for just $329 a month. Or lease an all-wheel drive Highlander for $439 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. It's your journey. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
We're back with our pitching decisions presented by Sage, and Marcus Stroman had some decisions to make early, Jack, with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and a very difficult hitter up in Turner, and of course he turns to his sinker, and he gets the inning-ending 5-4-3 double play.
Then in the second, Dalton Varsho, and that's a pitch middle.
Yeah, John Flaherty did a great job describing that pitch. You want that pitch to be more inside. It leaked out over the plate. The sinker did. Third homer for Varsho puts the Jays up 2-0.
And then in Stroman's mind, he's got to keep clicking off innings. Gets Kevin Biggio right there in the third. In the fifth, Stroman gets Vladdy to chase the slider. And then in the sixth, Bo Bichette leading off the inning. That's a double off the top of the right field wall. So he kept him in the park there, and he's still trying to limit the damage.
He's got Justin Turner coming up again, trying to make sure that Bichette doesn't move off that base. And he retires Turner one more time, changing speeds on him. That sinker was up in the zone a little bit. After getting that out, that was going to be the end of Stroman's day. 5 third innings. He allowed 2 earned runs.
And his pitch selection, well, the sinker was the pitch he went to most often, but the Jays, who had a very good series hitting, went 4 for 8 against it. He also gave up a couple walks with that pitch, so he mixed it a little heavier on perhaps on the slider and the slurve and the splitter. Here's Stroman now breaking down his outing today.
Marcus, what did you think about the way the team battled till the end there in that 9th inning, eventually taking the lead?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty incredible. You know, I think that's why just early on in the game, it's just a priority on just limiting damage and doing as much as I can to keep the team in the game, because I feel like this lineup's so potent. I feel like they can explode at any time. So definitely a priority on run prevention after that home run and getting as deep as I can.
You took the mound here at the Rogers Center often throughout your 6 years at the Blue Jays. How comfortable are you on this mound, and how sharp did your stuff feel this afternoon?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. I think Varsho took a good swing on that pitch. Aside from that, I felt like I was living on the corners. I felt like me and Wellesley had a good game plan going into it. And yeah, I've always felt comfortable in Toronto. Love this city. Spent a lot of time here. Very grateful for the fans, very grateful for the crowd. Nothing but positive things to say about Canada for me.
The Varsho pitch you mentioned, just too much of the plate with the sinker?
Yeah. I feel like he's swinging it pretty good now, and that's a pitch that, yeah, it has to be, for me, it has to be a ball, either perfectly executed or a ball in that situation.
You've been watching that 9th inning?
I was in here doing some of my workout stuff. But yeah, definitely exciting watching that. We feel like we can kind of do that on any inning, and we kind of feel like that's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So to get it late in that game, it feels pretty good to kind of salvage and not get swept here in Toronto.
Kind of along those lines, what's it been like watching this team at least keep it close late and rally today? It seems like you guys just aren't out of it ever.
Yeah, I feel like we're never out of it. That's what I was saying. I feel like it's a priority on the starters and the relievers to just keep the game close, because that top 5, 6, 7, this lineup 1 through 9, it's hard. It's hard to kind of navigate, and you see the capability of it when guys are swinging it. It just makes it incredibly hard on pitchers to navigate the top of that lineup. So, yeah, we felt like we were in striking distance the whole game. So to get in the 9th, it was great.
So let me get your take on this, because we talked about it on the pregame. Coming into this game, the prior 2 games, Blue Jays had some really good at-bats against Yankees starting pitchers. They did again today against Marcus Stroman, but he was able to limit some damage by kind of using his crafty nature to slow their bats.
One of the words we hear Aaron Boone use often when he's talking about his team or one of his players is compete. I liked his compete. What we've seen from Marcus Stroman in his time as a Yankee is he is a competitor. He goes out there with a lot of weapons. We showed you the pitch selection and how many different weapons he will use. And even if he does get in some trouble, he usually figures out a way to wriggle through it. He talked about that pitch to Varsho. That was clearly a mistake, and he would love to have that back. But, Bob, he ends up retiring 11 of the last 13 batters he faced. He got 16 outs. 10 of those were on the ground. That's who Stroman is. He's going to get a lot of ground outs. He's not typically going to give up a lot of home runs, although he gave up 1 today. He helped keep the Yankees in this game until the offense resurrected itself late in the game.
And we're going to talk more about that when we come back here on the WB Mason postgame. More reaction about the Yankees' comeback win. 4 runs at the top of the 9th to take a 6-4 win back home.
Bun. Arby's, we have the meat.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Faltaron los pelos.
No, pero yo grabando pelos en el parque. When you swing, this part of the bat goes here. Life is hard, but you guys have to work harder, okay?
Yes.
Be resilient. You're welcome. Oh, wow, look, you blew everything. We're going to come out looking like our pops.
What do you do wrong?
No, I ain't doing nothing wrong. Oh. My name is O'Neal Trinidad, and I want to live.
Jimmy John's is using legit ingredients.
For a sandwich? Premium meat. Wait, what's so funny?
High-quality ingredients.
That's a problem!
Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Citizens. Make sense of your money. Visit citizensbank.com/made-ready to learn more.
Back on the postgame with the Yankees box score, and amid all those numbers and the 11 strikeouts that the Yankees hitters had, the untold story of the way they battled in their at-bats, especially late in the game, to score 4 in the top of the 9th and win it 6-4. And, of course, you look at Aaron Judge's line, 1 for 5, but that one hit, a big 2-run single to help put him ahead. Let's hear from Judge. More now, post-game with media.
It's a tough at-bat. You know, he's got a great sinker that he uses down the zone, kind of a slider cutter that he uses off of that down and in to kind of play off it. So, you know, in that situation, just put the ball in play. You know, try to do something, try to create something. You know, guys all in front of me were having great at-bats to kind of lead to that moment and, you know, get us in that situation. So, you know, once you step in there, just, you know, have some fun and try to take a good swing.
His ability to just hang around, fight, scrap back.
I think it's just a confidence in each other. You know, we look around this room every single day in this clubhouse, and we just, you know, it's a lot of dogs, like Doogie says in here. You know, just guys that have, you know, they don't quit. You know, they have good at-bats all the way to the end. Guys come out of the bullpen giving us big outs. So, you know, I think it's just confidence in each other that if you don't get the job done, I know the guy behind me will.
Stanton's home run give a lift to everybody. It looked like everybody just sort of sat up after that, and it took off from there.
Yeah, he damn near hit it out the stadium, so I think that's what got everybody going. But, yeah, all game, I felt like we were a little flat, you know, offensively, even on defensively. And, you know, then, you know, we were talking, you know, every single inning, hey, just pick it up a notch, pick it up a notch. And then finally, you know, Big G stepped up, and you know, he picked it up a notch for us. So I think that really got us going.
Did you think they might bring in the righty to face you, or were you planning on Mesa?
Kind of both. You kind of are going through both kind of game plans in your head as you're on deck. Like, okay, if they bring in Francis, you know, what's he going to do to you? We just faced him in New York. And then, you know, I'm going through my head, Mesa's probably going to pitch me, what he's going to try to do if I get up, what the situation will be. So you kind of have it all kind of going through your head. But once you start walking up there and you got that 30 seconds and you see they're not making a move, it's go time.
How about the at-bat from Trevino coming off the bench there?
Well, that speaks volumes. That just goes into this team, you know. Guy's been on the bench watching the game all day, and then, you know, you throw him in there in the biggest spot, the biggest situation in the game, and he comes up big for us. So it's just guys are prepared, guys are ready to go, and, you know, that was a fun one today.
Since you've been here, you've talked about being up in big spots like that, you know, tie game, down one, whatever situation. What is it that you like about those situations?
You just leave it all out there. You know, if you just take your swing, trust your game plan, trust your approach. You know, it doesn't matter what happened before. You know, if you had a good game, if you had a bad game, you can, you know, change the course of everything with just one swing. So in that situation, just, you know, trust your process and take a swing. That was impressive because in my head, right when he hit it, you know, I'm thinking it's probably me coming to me, you know, just get the ball in, you know, keep the guy off second base. But, you know, he makes an incredible snag, and, you know, I got to stop doubting him with those plays, man. He's been doing it all last year, and then, you know, start this year. So it was a pretty impressive way to end the game right there.
Well, the Yankees are hopping on the plane with a win and heading home for a series that begins on Friday. It's going to be Clark Schmidt taking the ball in the opener. Jack and I will talk about that next.
What's the score of the game?
The score is 6-3.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the new Hyundai Elantra with America's best warranty. Lease a Hyundai Elantra for only $179 a month, or get 3.89% APR, or up to $1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
Whoa, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell.
My 2 cents?
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 Here's my 2 cents. I'm planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, now. You gonna drink that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Let's look at your plan and see what makes sense for you.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Sierra Elevation for around $399 per month. We are professional grade GMC.
The Yankees rallied to win 6-4. Let's go inside the numbers on today's win. First win this season when trailing after 8 innings. They're now 11-2 this year when scoring 4 more runs. And this is their 6th comeback win of the season, tied for second most in the American League. One of the reasons they were able to score 4 in the top of the 9th, Jose Trevino coming up with a big pinch hit. Let's hear from Trevino.
Aaron Boone said when we talked to him, you kind of smiled at him in the 9th inning, like, I'm ready to go. At what point in time did you start preparing for that at-bat?
I mean, just usually on the days I'm not playing, I kind of get, like, moving around the 4th inning. Just be ready whenever.
What do you like about being put in situations like that?
The opportunity. Whether I succeed or fail or whatever it is, I almost feel like it's a thing for me to where I just, get it kind of in the back of my head. So every time I do get in that situation, it helps me.
What's your approach in that spot against a lefty in Mesa?
Just get the run in. Anyway.
How do you feel about this team's ability to not just like hang around late, but rally late? You guys have been doing that a lot lately, even if you weren't winning games the last few.
Yeah, I think, it goes to show what kind of team we have. I think Verdugo said we're a bunch of dogs, man. Like, we just want to give our team the best chance to win, whether that's in the 1st inning or in the 9th inning or in extras, whenever it is.
Did you think Isaiah had a chance to get that one?
Yeah, he's a Gold Glover. But, yeah.
Going back to this weekend in Cleveland, how are you feeling at the plate?
Really good. Yeah, really good. I like where I'm at. Working with some of the hitting coaches here, just working on the little things, man, just moving the needle forward.
Were you in the dugout when Stanton led off there with the home run, or were you already down hitting?
I was already hitting, but I was kind of around the dugout, moving around a little bit.
Just that, the way he hit that ball, what type of spark does that provide for that?
I didn't get to see it, but I heard it went really far, and I heard he hit it really hard. So yeah.
Per usual.
Yeah.
What do you think of the play Volpe made to end it?
Oof. I mean, he's a Gold Glover for a reason, man. That was a hard hit ball. Going to his left to make that kind of play, it was good. Really good play.
Is that one of the best plays you've seen him make? I mean, granted, he's a year in the league.
That's a great play, but I've seen him make some good ones, some real good ones.
When Judge comes up there, even if he hasn't had a hit all series, how much confidence do you guys have for him?
A ton. He's the captain. He's the captain for a reason. You put him in that situation, he's going to succeed. He's going to find a way to get it done.
Well, Judge and the Yankees did exactly that. They come home with a win. Off day Thursday, then they start a 3-game series against the Tampa Bay Rays. On Friday, your series probables, courtesy of Nissan. It's going to start with Clark Schmidt. Reminder, Saturday's game, coverage begins at 11:30. That'll be the Yankees ceremony celebrating John Sterling and his retirement. We'll bring that to you on Yes and the Yes app. And then Sunday, it's Luis Gil. But Friday, it's Clark Schmidt on the mound. And Clark Schmidt trying to push deeper into games. And we talk about this. It's a theme. He had 5 walks in his last start. It was a slog for him. He's trying to change that, be a better pitcher.
All right, Clark Schmidt knows that hangs over.